The defendant has filed a countersuit.
She billed out for $2,000 in damages for repairs that you say you were forced to make that weren't your responsibility, and for the value of a car that you say he illegally towed. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. You were renting a trailer from him. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Tell me what happened.
I moved in on the 26th of February.
Of this
started
year?
moving my stuff in.
Of this year?
Yeah. Started moving my stuff in. I wasn't completely moved in until the 1st of March.
All right.
And I had to clean the place up to move in. He told me $300 to move in, and I could move in.
And then what happened?
In April, I started having problems with my refrigerator. I let him know that.
What kind of problems?
On the 21st of May, I received a 5-day eviction notice from him.
Why?
I have no idea.
Were you paying your rent?
I had told him that stuff had to be fixed. I was not going to stay there if he wasn't going to fix the stuff.
Is that a no, Judge? I wasn't paying the rent? Were you paying the rent or weren't
No,
you?
I didn't pay the rent for me.
Okay, well, that's probably why you got an eviction notice.
Yeah.
Okay, now you say,
But I
do you have a
wanted my
written
stuff
lease or no?
fixed.
It was all oral?
It was all oral.
All right, and
He
then
had
when you
handed
got
me
in
the
there,
lease.
hold on, listen to my question. When you moved in there, how did the place look? Was it in good shape and then things started breaking, or what?
It was dirty. It
was
had to
dirty?
be cleaned up.
Okay, well, was it your responsibility to clean it up or his?
I did say that I would clean it up, but I didn't figure that it was going to be that bad.
All
that
right.
it was going to be that much
Well, what
work.
is it that you say he didn't fix that he needed to fix?
The windows needed to be fixed.
Windows?
Yes.
Okay,
They
what was
were
wrong
all
with the
screwed
windows?
and caulked shut. They needed to be replaced.
Okay.
There was no screens.
Did you know that before you moved in?
Yes, but he did say that he would fix them.
Okay, and then he never did?
No. I figured, well, I guess he's not going to, fix stuff, so I started packing stuff up to move.
Okay, who were you living there with?
Me and my 2 children.
Okay, how old are they?
My one son is 2.5, and my other son is 10 months old.
Okay. Did he tow a car from your property?
Yes, he did.
Let's talk about that. What car did he tow?
He towed my 78 Buick,
And where was the 78 Buick?
parked out in front of my house.
Okay, why did he tow it? What was the reason he gave you for towing it?
He never gave me no reason.
Okay, then you want $70 for bottled water. What's that about?
He shut my water off the night that he took my car,
When was that?
the 29th of May,
When did you move out?
the 7th.
You lived there without water for a week and a few days?
Yes. And that water was in my name.
What about gas?
Gas, he evidently called the gas company
And shut that
had
off?
them, yep.
Okay. Mr. Chabilla,
Yes, Your Honor.
what's going on? She says she didn't pay May rent because you didn't make any of the repairs that were your responsibility to make. What do you say about that?
I never got a call of anything that was wrong.
She never called you?
No.
To tell you my windows don't open, my this doesn't do that, my refrigerator's...
Your Honor, just a minute here. The thing is, I told her, when you move in, it's as is. If she had a problem with the mobile home with the windows, why didn't she call the health department?
Oh, maybe she should have.
Well, maybe she should have.
Because, it's probably a fire hazard to have windows that don't open.
The windows do open, but not all of them.
Let me ask you a question. Did you tow her car?
Yes, I did, Your Honor,
Why?
because it didn't belong there.
What do you mean?
Well, when she moved in on the 1st of March, I give her a notice of the Warner Court rules, and it does stipulate no pets, not more than 2 vehicles per mobile home. So right away in February, when she started moving some of her belongings in that mobile home, I told her, I said, I got a place right across the street, 35818, where her cousin Jenny had moved.
All right,
And-
you're killing me. You're digressing to an
Okay.
area... Why'd you tow her car?
Why did I tow her car? Because it was illegally there.
Why? She's allowed 2 spaces. Why did you tow her car?
The rules of the courtyard say no more than 2 vehicles.
Did she,
had-
well, then tell me, did she have more than 2 vehicles?
She had 3 vehicles.
Hallelujah. Okay.
Thank you.
So you towed her car because she had 3 vehicles and she's only allowed to have 2. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying?
Correct.
All right. Did you have 3 vehicles there?
I had 3 vehicles, not in the court. I had one over at my cousin's house, at Jenny's house. Yes.
Why? Because Jenny wasn't using her spaces?
Yeah.
Is that
They
correct?
only have 1 vehicle.
They only have 1, so she
Yeah.
wasn't using one of her her
Yeah.
entitled spaces, so you moved 1 of your 3 cars. Is that true?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, then if she did that, what was the problem?
I told her to get her car out of that.
Out of Jenny's?
Out of Jenny's.
Why?
Because the city's got rules there. If the car's not roadworthy and not licensed, it does not belong in town. That's the rules of Independence.
I don't
The city.
understand. First you told me you towed her car because she had 3 cars there and she's only entitled to have 2. Now she tells me that she moved the 3rd car over to Jenny's because Jenny wasn't using one of her spaces. No. You acknowledge that that's true, but now you're telling me that you towed her car because it was not worthy of the streets of Wisconsin?
Yes. Yes.
If the car's like, first of all, what do you mean unroadworthy? How do you look at a car and decide it's unroadworthy?
If it's not licensed or tagged with plates and it doesn't run, it's not roadworthy.
And what will the city do if they see it there?
They tow it out.
I got an idea. Why don't you call the city and let the city tow a car out instead of you taking your tenant's property and taking it to another place and holding it hostage?
Your Honor?
I mean, let's face it. You did that because she wasn't paying rent, right? No. You did that on May 29th. By then you were owed the May rent and she wasn't getting out and she wasn't paying rent.
No, Your Honor, I didn't. Your Honor, I told her in April, I said, and it wasn't an April Fool's joke either, I said, I want that car out of there if you don't have it tagged.
Did you cut off the water and the gas when she wasn't paying rent?
I didn't cut off the water. I shut the water off.
How come you shut the water off?
I had to get her attention after I give her the 5-day notice.
Did you say that he cut the heat also, cut the gas?
Yeah.
Did you cut the gas too to get her attention?
No, I didn't.
How did it come the gas got turned off?
The gas company shut it off.
How come?
I got no authority to lock the meter.
A 9-month-old and 10-month-old might need water?
She was without water for 48 hours. I didn't think she was going to die.
Am I hearing you correctly? I mean, do you understand the severity of what you're telling me?
She didn't have water for 48 hours. One of her boyfriends turned it back on.
Let me see the rest of your counterclaim, because I'm in for some amusement. $800 for car storage for the car that I don't believe you had a right to store and take away. And car towing, $47.48. All righty, I'm going to take a short recess to handle the math, and I'll be back with you in a moment.
Terrible. Judgment Day is coming right now.
I don't even know where to begin to try to sort out the mess that is the last 4 months of your life. You move in there. You say that you expected certain repairs to be done. None of the repairs get done, so you decide that you're going to withhold rent. Like cleaning the house, forget about it. You moved in there, you saw what the tenant had left behind, you decided to take the place in those conditions anyway, and, you know, and to complain now that you had to clean the house, so now you want to be paid a figure that you pick out of the sky, you can't do that, all right? And neither one of you have anything in writing that would establish that, so you haven't proven to me that, in fact, that's something that he needed to pay you back. Now let's discuss the moves by Mr. Chabilla to get you out of there when you weren't paying rent. So here you are, a young mother with a 2.5-year-old and a 10-month-old who have no water to survive on. And somehow, Mr. Chabilla does not see the error of those ways. It is amazing to me that you could be a landlord for 15 years and not understand how incredibly illegal those acts are. Wisconsin law prohibits a landlord from taking matters into his own hands like that in order to precipitate their tenant leaving. It would be, I guess, a wonderful place for you if, in fact, when a tenant didn't pay rent, you could just take all their stuff and throw it out the window. But you can't. We have laws against that. So you're not getting a penny for June. Now, you owe the May rent, okay? Because the only reason you have for withholding it was repairs that you say are his responsibility that you haven't been able to prove. But you, sir, for towing a car that you had absolutely no right to tow at the time that you towed it, are not going to collect $800 in car storage and another $50 for... that's not going to happen. Your late fees you're not going to get because I don't see any written agreement where it says that she's going to end up paying late fees, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So you're not getting that. You're getting $300 for month of May. Now, what are you getting, Ms. Williams? When you sit there and you rent a place and your landlord has the temerity to torment you by shutting off your water, shutting off your gas, and towing your car illegally, I'll tell you what you get. You didn't ask for it, but you're going to get it. You're going to get $1,000 from him in punitive damages for taking the law into his own hands. I will not tolerate that. You're also going to get the value of the car. So I'm giving you $800 for the car, $1,000 for punitive damage, for a total of $1,800 for the plaintiff minus the $300 in rent that you owe for the month of May. So that's a verdict for the plaintiff in that amount of $1,500. And good luck, pal, getting rid of that car when it's registered to somebody else.